My new speakers are loud. I guess we got to get going. Hey YouTube, this is supposed to be 100% copyright safe. And I cited it properly in the description, YouTube. No slappy slappy. Good morning, everybody. Guten Morgen. Welcome to Forex.Today, the YouTube community of more than 20,000 foreign exchange traders. We gather here today to conduct technical and fundamental analysis with the overriding goal of planning our trades in advance because trading is risky, not appropriate for everyone. Your past performance, good or bad, is not necessarily indicative of future results. Please stay small, stay humble, focus on the long term, and never risk money you cannot afford to lose. Hey everybody, good to see you. My name is Wayne. I like trading, I like money. I'm a capitalist pig dog. I think capitalism makes the world a better place. That's where I'm from. I also like Thai food, walks on the beach. Horses are nice. Very cool. So what else do you want to do? What about you? What do you need? Technical analysis, fundamental analysis? You are my pet project. Let's work on success, huh? Biggest skills that you're going to need is patience and discipline. So, yeah, patience and discipline. We can work on that. Let me know how it can help. I don't know. I'm a YouTuber, so I guess I'm supposed to ask you to like, subscribe, and comment. I don't know if it makes a difference, honestly. Do what you think is right. Resources. Well, in the description below the video, there's links to all kinds of things. These are many of them. There are more. In the links under the description include like free training courses, free webinars, a link to my book, that kind of stuff. You need a broker to be a Forex trader. Trader's Way has gold and oil and Bitcoin. It has some stock indices. Great. Awesome. As well as all the Forex pairs. Great. It's a really good broker. Okay. I'm just reading on Hal's comment there about loading them into MT5. Okay, I'll address that in a bit. But there's something strange and unusual about Traders Way. They actually want you to succeed. They value your education. Yeah. It's because they're an ECN. They make money by providing you a service. But they don't make money by trading against you like most brokers. So they're unusual. They don't trade against you. You should check them out. Okay, I'm about to launch Traders.co. It's happening. It's happening, y'all. I need feedback from you to know what you want, what you need from this AI. So Traders.co has multiple radars, watching crypto and currencies, energies and metals, single stocks like Nvidia and Apple stocks, but also S&P 500, DAX, FTSE, that kind of stuff. It's watching it, all these different assets, like 100 assets, let's say, on 5 time frames, from scalping all the way to daily candles. It does swinging and day trading, scalping, and it's looking for 8 common patterns on those time frames. And then it tracks them all and shows you the patterns and the probabilities. It's really amazing. But I can't do everything at once when I launch this. I need to know, what do you want first? What do you want second? What do you want third? What should we add? What should we skip? This is your opportunity to build AI that does technical analysis for you. It also does things like volatility analysis, but imagine it just remembers. Like, we have IVPMI today at 10 o'clock, and it remembers, I think it was 27 different IVPMIs, and can tell you what would happen if IVPMI came out greater than expected, as expected, or less than expected. It could say, well, having seen this 27 times before, here's what the market usually does in the 4 hours after the IVPMI. USD CAD does this, Aussie dollar does that, CAD yen does this other thing. And you can look at it quantitatively. What does the asset tend to do? And then IVPMI comes out and you're like, oh, it's greater than expected. And it'll tell you, well, in this case, this is the direction over the next 4 hours. Oh my God, do you want that? Or should I skip it? So my point is, if you go to Traders.co, put your name on the email list so I can ask you these questions. I can ask you these questions and you can be on the Whisper launch. You could be the first client on the service, and you get to shape the future of the service. So therefore, it's essentially your service. How much will it cost? I don't even know yet. But I'm focused on what's it going to cost me. Right? Supreme FX. I'm focused on what is it going to cost me, and then how many people want to sign up, and then it's like, then what is it going to be if I spread it across? Is there 50 people? Is there 100 people? Is there 200 people? Well, the more the merrier. The more there is, the cheaper I can make it. So put yourself on the list. Okay? We have nearly 100 people, so we're getting there, but if it was 200 people, I could make it cheaper. You see how easy that is? Everybody's trying to please me, baby. It's just that easy. All right. QuantBox is a service I own, and it's AI that only does fundamental analysis. So Traders.co only does technical analysis. And in about, I think we have about 2 more weeks, maybe 3 weeks, before I will be able to actually show you what it's doing. So you'll get eyeballs on it. We're in the final stages of that. Meanwhile, here's my other AI service, and it only does fundamentals. Suprema said, I don't know. I said, if only 100 people want to be on the initial launch, it'll cost more than if we had 200 people on the initial launch. The more people we have at launch, the cheaper I'll make it, because I'll just spread the cost. Do you know what I mean? And then Investor Bootcamp, if you want training videos to learn how to trade properly, technical analysis, fundamental analysis, monetary policy, price action, pivot points, it's $88 a year for 100 hours. Stupid cheap. Okay? It's laughable that I make this so cheap. So I need you to sign up. Yeah, Supreme, I'm odd that way. I'm odd that way. Whatever. I could make it expensive, but I don't want to. I just want it to be a reality. You know, I want it to happen. You understand? So here's one trade plan that it came up with today. And I look at it and I see it and I'm like, I know what it's doing. It's a day trade. I don't have the database open anymore. Where did it go? It's so easy, nothing seems to please me. Anyways, I have it somewhere. So I look at it, see, it doesn't, the entry is here, the target is there, and then when I put my tools on top, I see it's simply a day trade. So I agree with the AI on this one. Now, the thing is, it knows more than me. I'm a simple human, so I see it's a downtrend, of course. I see things like, well, the ECB might be the first to cut interest rates. I see that. Okay. I see my daily pivots. I see that. I get that. You know what I don't see? How many times before it's happened? So it's saying in the next 20 hours, there's a 67% chance of this going to 58.65. Well, I didn't know that. Okay. So, okay. First target's there. 58.65 is even lower. It's right around the central pivot there. So it's really giving you eyeballs on two trades here. I'd say it's looking at today and tomorrow for target 1, target 2. And I get it. I see it. I get it. But the part I don't get is I don't remember how many times. But I had a very good meeting with the development team as a, I have needs as a trader. And I said, okay, I don't like the fact that I have to figure out what it's doing. Now, the more I've been figuring out what it's doing, the more I agree with it. So I'm gaining, confidence is growing. But I said, I want the ability for me to see, or at least check, how it got to the conclusion. Okay? And so we're going to build that tool so it'll tell you how it got there. Now, it'll probably be an advanced feature that you'd have to pay a little more money for, only because it's complicated. But, It can be done. And maybe I can do it without charging an extra fee. But like, it's important to me, like, for example, when we do QuantBox, you can go back and see how it made its decisions. This is part of the new AI alert service that I'm developing. Yes, Lucas. Yes, essentially, but also more than that. But yes. So anyways, going back to here on euro dollar, okay, this is what QuantBox did in the past. It had bullish scores, neutral scores, bearish scores. And you can see it started adjusting its score before the price started falling. And you can go back and know on January 10th, okay, from the 10th to the 12th, the score, well, let's say from the 8th to the 12th, score on euro dollar went from 6 to 2. By the 13th, it was 0. By the 18th, it was a negative bearish score. And so, you know, QuantBox will allow you to go back into the future and double check it. You see? And you're like, oh my God, it actually predicted the move in the euro dollar quite well. Yeah, I know. And then it shows you how it got there. Interest rate differentials, labor market, inflation, GDP growth, trend, seasonality, retail sentiment, COT data, comparing the European economy to the US economy. And as those things rolled over, the actual currency rolled over. So it didn't predict it based on its guess on future price. It predicted price movement based on the change in economic data and sentiment. So this is a way to go back, right, Lucas? And now you're like, well, with the technical analysis, can we go back and do that? And you know, I'm your advocate, right, Lucas? So I'm like, that's what I want. That's what you want. And so, well, all we have to do is build it. So, okay, cool. We have the data. How much do you want to pay? 5,000, 10,000? Right. So anyways, it's one of those things. But yeah. So I want that, you see? And so it's on the agenda. Let's put it that way. Okay. Isn't that neat? Yeah. So, for example, it's seen 1,474 down channels and 1,564 up channels. Would you like to know how much worked as planned and how many did not work as planned? 1,145 were correct to the down channel, and 1,133 were correct in the up channel. So down channel, 78% correct. Up channel, 72% correct. Would you like to know such things? Yeah, me too. 720 pennants, but only 56% of them worked. Oh, well, I don't like pennants apparently. Yeah. Oh my God. So anyways, so this is really cool stuff. I hope you guys agree. It's really amazing to harness AI and, well, technology in general. Remember, I'm an old venture capitalist from the Silicon Valley, so I love technologies. But to say, oh, I've seen this inverse head and shoulders 147% of the time. By the way, inverse head and shoulders, 147 examples of inverse head and shoulders, 90% accuracy. So I remember all 147 examples. Actually, I don't, but the AI does. Now, that's worth the price of admission right then and there, huh? Because I can't remember it. It does. Oh, God! Is anybody impressed by that? I'm impressed. Yeah. You mean both, Lucas. Head and Shoulders only have 86% chance of success. And happen almost as frequently, 139 times versus 147 times. I mean, it's nice, right? They are. And let me go back to your other question too. And now, thank you for that. But here's the short answer: they're all different services, all different platforms, all different technology. I really can't. Now, when people join the CIA, I actually offer it there. And I'll have to change the price too. Hang on. Investorbootcamp.com/CIA. And of course I have to redo this whole page. Our developer has a brain tumor, so we're behind. So I did it here. So it's like Mastermind Bundle. I'll just give you everything for $5,000. But here's the truth of it. I have to manually go into every service and just manually turn it all on and then manually turn it all off. And I'm not good for details like that. Like I'll do it, of course, but I know very few people are going to pay the $5,000 up front. So, I can do it once kind of thing. Can I do it for, 50 people? No. No, not really. No. So it's like one of those things. Hey, Angel, if it was easy, I'd do it. It's not easy, and it's not even really possible. I just I can't automate it and then manage it properly. But if it's important to you, Angel, I'd do it. But it'd be a secret deal between you and me. It'd be a onesie. But I get it. I got it. I know there's a lot going on. Anyways, yeah. So anywho, looking at this DAO setup, can you guys draw the MACD? The MACD is falling back toward the waterline, but is still above the waterline. Oh, Angel, your question in regard to MT4, MT5. When you run the installer, on the second or third click, it'll say, where do you want to install it? And you got to open up the folder. Okay, right? Again, you find it here. File, open data folder. So you open the data folder. You copy the address, and then you paste it into the location area in the installer. And it's a long thing. Okay. So you just copy it and you paste it, and then you click next. That's it. It'll do everything else for you. Cool. So anywho, that's this is interesting. We'll see if we can get Dow come around. The big one to watch today, of course, is NASDAQ, because we have a top, 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 and today we're going to test it again. So the big question today is it going to be rejected one more time, and will it ever capitulate and come back around? Yeah. Yeah, but anyway, so incorporating all this AI is very exciting. Also, I think you would be impressed if I had to prove to you the quality of its analysis. And it's like 70% accurate. I like to say 60% of the time it's correct every time, but it's actually better than that. And to me, like, that's like no joke. You're like, wait, what? 70% accuracy? Uh-huh. And you can prove it? Yeah. On what, 5 or 6 little sample trades? No, on 2,000 trades? What? 3,000 trades? What? Yeah. Because you remember, it kind of learns as it goes, right? So anyways, whoa, Bobo! Yeah. So anyway, so I'm really interested in what goes on today in these markets. Why is this not clicking? Why am I ain't gelling? How come it ain't gelling? I can't get it. Well, sure, it kills the wrong one. Nice. There we go. So it's going to be very important for direction. Stock market up, dollar down. Stock market down, dollar up. Is kind of what I'm pacing. I'm pacing around. It's like waiting for a baby. I'm pacing around, waiting for the market open, show me direction. I'm really grateful that QuantBox, for example. Let's pick on QuantBox. QuantBox for the last 3 weeks has said there's no underlying intrinsic trend. And that means through this whole period, none of this volatility fooled QuantBox. And not just the long-term macro stuff, the short-term market analysis, what we call sentiment. QuantBox has seen it all. It looks at VIX, dollar, yen, okay, gold, SPX, VIX, yields, right? And for the last 3 weeks, and it's looking at all these assets on 3 different time frames. Huh? Like serious. Monthly, weekly, daily, looking at 6 assets, and across the asset classes and the time frames, it said there's no underlying trend. Holy, like, that's amazing to know that. It's amazing to know that, where this whole time you'd be ultra conservative. And you'd see things popping and stopping and dropping, right? And you're not fooled by any of it. Very cool. So now going into this, we know there's still no underlying intrinsic trend, but maybe, one day one will develop. And we're trying to figure out now, like, is it these bulls buying the dip? So there's a big wick and they bought it. Then there's a big wick and they bought it. Big wick and they bought it. So is there a breakout pullback long and gone? Oh no. But I wouldn't bet on it. But if it happens, well, then we can create trade plans around a breakout strategy. Meaning, we're on our way to 18,000 on the S&P. Or, sorry, on the NASDAQ. Cool. Well, is that likely? Well, we don't know that right now because we know the technicals say this is resistance, 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 this is resistance. And we have not broken resistance yet. So there's still a pretty high probability of market capitulation and let's say down to there, or at least down to this low here, right? 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 Like, right? So now I'm waiting. Then you look at the other asset classes and they already kind of look like they've capitulated. Although the difference here is they've already made the higher high. So it's not quite right because they're already behaving like this. Cool. Anybody here in the swing trading group? Okay. Well, today we meet to do the week on the street where we go back and review the actual reports and speeches and we download them, we read them together. Well, that starts at 4. I have a meeting with the St. Louis Fed at 4:30. I have to head over there. So I only have a half an hour today. So I'll try to prepare in advance so that we can utilize the 30 minutes that we have the best we possibly can. But just please be aware that it'll be short. So let's start on time and get her done. But I'll be doing supermodel stuff, St. Louis style. Spicy. Okay, so anyways, those are the big leading indicators that I have today. Okay, my WTI trying to get north. This is something that I talked about yesterday. Dropping into the smaller time frames. This was part of the by the this. If you can't find the words, just get on with it. Find the this. Okay. Inside the wicks. So yesterday's day trading group, I spent pretty much the whole time talking about trading inside the wicks. And I said, I know it's aggressive and sort of ugly, but sometimes you got to get your fingernails dirty. So anyway, some up. Some up. Interesting. And the other thing I want to show you today is the Chinese stock market. Yeah, remember that from 2 weeks? Don says no more Quantbox on YouTube. I just don't have the time. I'm too busy, so I haven't been uploading them. But everybody that has a paid subscription to Quantbox gets the video. I do it every morning, and it's uploaded, but I just don't do it to YouTube. So you go like Quantbox.co. I think I'm in the right browser. I might not be. Okay. So you go to Quantbox Live, QB Live, and here's today, here's yesterday, here's the day before. Ooh, and I created a January folder, but I guess it's not published. Can I easily do that now? Never, never change your foolish charms. I'm almost done. Hang on. 'Cause I love you. And publish. Refresh. Boom. There's January. Cool. So there they are. So this is this morning. It's nice, right? All right, guten Morgen. It's 6:32 on Wall Street, about 3 hours before the open of trading. This is your hour of power. It's where we get our global macro on and uncover the best fundamental, though very heavily long. Yeah. Technically, of why this. So anyways, done and dusted. Done and dusted. That's us comparing institutional positions with retail positions. Nice. But yeah, I haven't been doing the free stuff on YouTube. Yeah. All right, so here we are, Chinese stock market, and we double bottomed again because there's one further back. Oh, that's weekly. Sorry, that's weekly. Daily. Oop. Let's do this daily. Daily. Okay, daily. So down, up, down, up, down, up, 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 down, 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 down. Okay, up. So I'm looking for something like this now. Okay, and I'm scoring this way. Sorry, delete. Get rid of the drawing tool. Here we go. Do 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 do. Bo 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 bo. So that's how I look at it now. Trying to catch a dip. Buy the dips, sell the rips. And we'll see if we can get above that resistance that I challenged a week ago. Are you guys following the Chinese stock market? Are you on it? What are you doing? Talk to me, Goose. Okay. Of course, the rumor on the street is the Chinese government is going to force certain people, certain institutions, to buy the Chinese stock market. Frankie's already on it. Yeah, well, I set it all up and I actually traded it 2 weeks ago, didn't I? On the first move. Got knocked out, and now I have the opportunity maybe to try again. Yeah. So anyways, we're trying to front run $1 trillion investment into the Chinese stock market. It got crushed here on the liquidation of Evergrande assets in Hong Kong. So obviously the Hong Kong stock market got hit by that, but now we're game on again. Newer rumors. Obviously we're early, but the thing is, are you going to wait until it's too late? Do you want to be too early or too late? Trying to get this lined up. It's never going to be the same. I mean, really, I should just use my price action pivot points, but anyways. Yeah, ASX. Yep. Trader's Way has that. Trader's Way. Look at just incredible, right? The Australian stock market hit the annual central pivot point. And the whole entire market flipped. Holy schnicker-schnacker. Oh, God. I mean, it's just amazing. Japanese stock market's hot to go HOTTOGO. We already knew that. And we've been here a while. Yeah, so either the annual pivot holds us down, or the 21 daily EMA pushes us up. That's the only two scenarios I see. Okay? Buy the dip, sell the rip. Well, which one, Wayne? Which one? Yeah, well, that's your job to figure out, not mine. Okay, and FTSE is actually trying to... Remember how nasty it was? It was nasty. FTSE was falling while everyone else was rallying. Well, it's trying to get back on the clue train. Okay, that's good. Even FTSE's caught a bid. Let's take a look at dollar pairs and then yen pairs. You know, there's a lot of kitty cat going on. Okay. A lot of kitty cat going on. So pay attention to that this week. Okay, are we on the way? Well, just another red day. Greg says, you're selling HK? No, I'm buying a double bottom. That was a buy order sitting in the market. Like a 382 of today's candle. No, I'm a buyer on the stimulus. So the thing that's working today on Aussie dollar is the 5 EMA, which makes me feel pretty good. I could move this down, for example. So I have 130 pips locked in. I could move it just above this candle for 160. That's 160 pips profit. And just keep letting it drop. So I have 210. but 160 locked in with some rooms to go. Maybe. Notice that we're on the original target exactly right now. That was the January target, 65, and we're at 65 right now, 64.93. Cool. And so that makes this the second leg. What we did know is we would go into 3 weeks of consolidation. That part we didn't know. And now our new target is down here, 63.5. Okay. Cool. But just for fun, I'm going to move this back a bit. Just, I like using this account for us to look at things. I think this technical AI is going to teach you a lot about technical analysis. I think you're going to learn from the AI. The better you're at learning from AI, I think the greater the chance of your success. I think if you make the decision to let the AI make decisions for you, your decision is do whatever the AI says, I think you're going to fail. Because I think it leads to just, you probably have the bad behavior throughout the entire process anyways. So you're like, why did you take that trade? Well, the AI told me to. Yeah, well, you're way late. Well, you know, that kind of stuff. I think if you use like QuantBox to develop a bias, and let's say like my bias is Aussie dollar short, but the AI says, oh, well, there's some technical patterns that show bullishness on Aussie dollar, but they're on 30-minute charts, they're on hourly charts. And you see whatever bullish pattern on those small time frames. Doesn't mean you should be a bull. If you're a bear, you should be aware that on short time frames there's bullish opportunities, and it will likely, well, it'll tell you there's a 70% chance on the small time frame the market's going to go against you. But then on the longer run, it's just technical analysis. Nothing fundamentally is likely to have changed. So then maybe the next day you log in, and now those short time frames are bearish for Aussie dollar. Those are the ones you want. That's right, Jimbo. To let you know when your plan is setting up, or even when the market is not congruent with your strategy. But it's a good way to watch. It's a good way to watch 100 assets on 5 time frames without wasting any time. Yeah. But you need to be the boss, and you're like, I'm a seller of Aussie dollar. Great. Now all that information is useful. But if you're like, I'm going to sign up for traders.co and it's going to make me rich. Do you really believe that? Huh. Okay, well, it's going to be $25,000 a month, and it'll make you rich. If it's going to make you rich, I'm going to charge you more money. Okay, yeah. I like the idea that machines are never wrong. So if it shows you the probability, that is the probability. Does that predict future results? No, but it'll calculate the probability. Right on, Styles. All right. Man, it's 8 something in the morning. I'm coffeeed out. Just coffeeed out. All right. So anyways, we hit target. What's going to happen now in the month of February? Nothing really. It's still range bound. The lower bound is down in here. So maybe pound dollar gets to 25. If there is a breakout, we'll probably go to 24, 25, 23. But if you take the training course, $88 for the training course, and you're like, what, Wayne, the one on pivot points? No, all the courses combined are $88. Anyways, you should know that this is a counter trend setup. It's not out of position, though. That's the problem. It's range bound. So if it does eventually break out, okay, that's the next target. Not because it's psych. That's the S3. That's the most extreme target you could hope. And you only get those types of moves when the previous time period, whether it's daily, weekly, or monthly, is tight. What we call an inside period. That's an inside period. It goes further back, but that's a different period. So just looking at the inside period, if this is a breakout, now I don't know if it's a breakout because we haven't made anything lower than that, but let's pretend it is a breakout. Okay, then, and I'll make this a different color, then the new range is going to be something closer to this. You see? And it'll work something like this. Now, that was 2 minutes of information. There's 100 hours of training videos. That was 1 or 2 minutes of knowledge. And you're like, oh my God, I didn't know that. I'm really wondering how he came up with that. You should probably take the course. Give me your $88. Give it to me. You have to stop thinking that way. It's not about me, it's about you. If it was about me, I'd charge at least $888. All right. Yeah, that's true, Andrew. I have the back office open, actually, somewhere. Okay. So, and Andrew says, what does Andrew say? Hang on, I gotta move all these windows around. Crazy. Too many windows. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Andrew says, trader could also show you the best time of day and the day of the week for each pair. So in this back testing section for Forex, it tells you, so what it has, like it can only do what's been developed. It's got all the data. So it may not be exactly what you're asking for, Andrew, but what it's done is it said, okay, of all the patterns it's seen on Forex specifically, okay, in the 24-hour period of a day, which hours saw patterns. Remember, there's a lot of patterns. So on every currency pair, stuff you've never even heard of, Polish zloty versus Hungarian franc. Okay, so of, let's say, 100 currency pairs on multiple time frames, going back through years of data, looking for all these different patterns, and there's a lot of patterns, then recognize every time it saw a pattern. You see how complicated the data set can get pretty quickly? Then, in that hour that it saw one of the patterns on one of the time frames on one of the currency pairs, how often did the pattern fulfill its destiny and give you a positive outcome? And then determine the percentage of success, otherwise known as probability. That's not quite what you're asking for, Andrew, but this is something that we've already done in the initial development. And I can tell you, hour by hour, okay, midnight, 1,938 examples. 1 a.m. in the morning, 1,597 examples. 2 o'clock in the morning, 1,273. 3 o'clock in the morning, only 844. That's whoa, that's less than half. Well, that's not a great time to trade. Now, this is really off a few hours. It's not GMT. It's not Eastern time. So that's one of the things I want to work out. You get a server time that we all love. But nonetheless, it goes hour by hour by hour. Hour 10, only 988 examples. But hour 11, 1,200 examples. By hour 12, 2,088. So like one of the best hours of the day. The biggest hour is hour 7. 2,364 patterns. Okay, cool. But you don't care about how often or what time of day traders will see a pattern. You want to know when it sees a pattern in that time frame, how often does it work out? What's the probability of success? Let me go hour by hour. 70, 75, 74, 75, 74, 78, 75, 76, 75, 74, 71, 72, 74, 71, 67, 73, 68, 59, 55, 62, 57, 61, 64, and then 76. So you can see there's good times of the day for trading, and then the market craps out. The number of patterns seen drops dramatically down to this, like it's only seen 655 patterns ever in hour 17, and 59% of them worked out. So only 389 patterns actually worked. So there's hardly any patterns, and half the time they don't work. Don't trade that time. That's the wrong time of day. But it's nice to know and not just feel like it's the wrong time of day, huh? What do you guys think? It's nice to know, huh? That it's not just made up. Yeah. Yeah. YouTube just said there's no internet. Now it says there's excellent connection. Strange, YouTube. Strange. So, anyways, it's getting done for you, huh? Isn't it nice? It's nice, huh? Yeah, it's exciting, I think. That's just Forex, but I can get you the same data for commodities, stock indices, individual stocks. I can get you the same data for cryptocurrencies. It's insane if you just have the data, but a human can't analyze all that data. It just can't. That's not how we do. So let's move to what time is it? The market's going to open soon. Let's do a yen. So yeah, we'll see if that works out. That's an AI-driven trade plan. It doesn't say this part. So it doesn't say the second part. I added that myself. What it says, if I can get rid of this, what it says is it has a target from here to here. That's what it says. I don't have the pattern in front of me, and it's only looking. I think the way it looked at it was some sort of wedge here. I think it looked at it like that, and then, well, at the time, it looked more like this, and it said based on that, there's the sell and there's the target range, conservative target, aggressive target, and the percentage. And, well, it got the entry quite accurately. But then I look at it and like, it's just a day trade. You should already know this stuff. But I think if you use traders.co properly, you'll go back and you'll analyze it. Like, what is it thinking? And then you'll say, oh my God, it's just a day trade. And it'll start confirming what I'm teaching you. And you'll get better as a technician if you're smart about it. Again, if you just do what the machines tell you, you're not adding any value. But I think if you learn from what it's doing and do comparative analysis of what you think versus what it thinks, I think you can have a very nice experience. Like, I felt really good when I'm like, okay, what's going on here? And I discover it's a day trade that I would do all day, every day. And then you find out it's also day trading into a swing. And you're like, oh, and that's where I got this lower high, lower low for the second target. And I'm like, well, that's just tomorrow's trade. Well, it's already looking at that. And I believe it was analyzing it on a 30-minute chart. So it looked at it this way, you see? So you're like, oh. So now you go back, and in Asia, it developed the trade plan. And you got your opportunity at London Open, and now New York's, let's say, carries it down to target. Well, that's how you do it. That's what I teach. I'm like, oh my God. That's just a day trade. We do this all the time. Yeah. Cool. And then this, if it goes to the second target, well, that's just a swing trade. We do that all the time. So now for you to kind of go through it in your analysis, I think it could be a good sort of teacher. And then I think you'll also find when it doesn't work, it's fundamental. And you're growing with your fundamentals too, you see? I think even the failed trade plans are going to be informative to you as a trader mastering their skill. Okay? I haven't decided. I mean, like, reverse the question. How much would you pay? I mean, it's interesting, right? Like, if I said, well, how much should I lose? How much do you think I should lose? If I reverse the question, what do you think is fair? Well, you're like, well, we need to know how much revenue will be. I'm like, I agreed. So we need to know how many people are actually going to join. Is it 100 or is it 200? Let's say, just simple numbers. Is it 100 people? Great. Okay, so 100 people want to join. Good. How much are they willing to pay? Is it 50? Is it 100? Is it 150? And then I based on my costs and all that, I can figure out, like, great. Then how much am I going to lose? Right? So that's all. It's only money. Okay. So this is a trade plan from, does anyone remember this trade plan? This is one created by traders. Was this 2 days ago? Star says, yeah, your ideas are more than I charge. I do believe. I hope that's correct. I believe it's correct. My motivations, I think, are aligned with yours, and I'm glad you feel that way too. Yeah, this is from 2 days ago. Traders said, I don't remember the probability, but it tells you. So let's say, was it 65 or was it 70? I think I filtered it by 70% chance. So anyways, we are about to hit target. Now, I would look at this and use daily pivots. So again, like, do you have to hold on to get exactly that? Well, the way I trade, this is my conservative target. This is my aggressive target. The difference in pips is nil. Plus, there's a psych level in there, and I have to cover my spread on the psych, so I have to get below the psych. But I'm like, well, I don't know if it can come down and just miss the psych. So I'm like, well, I have this, and this as targets. I could just get out now and, like, maybe I don't care about the other 9 pips. Like, who cares? When you're making a couple of 100 pips per trade, 9 pips is a rounding error. Who cares? Now, if you're a scalper, you're like, oh my God, that's half my profit. Well, that's too bad for you. But nonetheless, all I'm saying is don't worship the machine. Don't worship the technology. That's where danger lurks. Okay? Make your decisions. Let it prove itself over time. But anyway, so that's from, I guess, yesterday. And now we're literally just 5 pips away from target. Well, that's nice, isn't it? And it does draw the arrow and it does draw the box. It does move the stops. Swiss yen, I don't even know if it's still watching Swiss yen. I don't know. I don't even know anymore. Because it's on new trades now, right? Like it updates in real time. We're at 12. I believe, if I remember, it was 170.07. I mean, dude, we're as close as you could get. I'm trying to see if it's still around, the trade plan, but I believe it's buried. So, in general, if you don't filter out for the highest probabilities, it saw 1, 2, 3, 4 trade setups 14 minutes ago. Well, 15 minutes ago, just hit 15. So, one 15-minute candle ago, it saw 4 different time frames, or 4 different trade setups on. There was a pound yen, an Aussie Kiwi, a Kiwi dollar, and a euro pound. But one on a 30-minute, one on a 60-minute, one on a 15-minute, and the other one on a 60-minute. Like, it's literally watching all these time frames, and it's drawing like ABC patterns and stuff. It's just really funny. Yeah, all right, we're 3 pips away. I mean, seriously, you're like, no, I got to make the 3 pips, Wayne. I have to make the 3 pips. So 171.22 with a target of 170.07. I mean, that's 100 pips, right? 9, 8, 9, 8, 8, 9, 10, 9, 8. Oh, I almost clicked it. Didn't mean to click it. My finger was on the trigger. Oh, 7, we hit it. 6, we definitely hit it. 5, definitely hit it. Bravo! Bravissimo! Thank you, Tradar. All right, there we go. Traders.co. Now, covered or spread. Definitely conservative target achieved. Interesting, huh? Cool. Interesting. Boy, so that was an AI-generated trade plan from yesterday, set up in the Asia session Sunday night, I think, which is Monday morning for Forex. And then here we are, what is it, Tuesday morning? Boom, hit first target. Sweet. I wouldn't have made that trade, and that's the other interesting thing about it. I wouldn't have done it. Yeah. So maybe it'll help me improve. Cool. Nice. That was 100 pips. I'm more than 100 pips. What was that? 120 pips. It's a little day trade. Oh, yeah. Hoo-ha. Now I'm curious what other trade plans I posted up here. I don't recall any dollars and yens and crosses. Oh my God, I'm so tired. Why am I so tired? Ugh. No, I'm always trying to improve, Roderick, but I work on patience and discipline all the time, not how to read a 5-8 cross. Or I don't typically struggle to buy the dip on the 4-hour 21. I usually don't really struggle there. But I do have preconceived notions of what I like and I don't like. Like, I don't like Swissy yen. I don't. Now, it's probably from my experience, but one of the things we talk about in our live groups is that your life experience is not accurate. You experienced your life. You've seen everything in your life, but it doesn't make it accurate. And an example of this is that it's very rare, right? It's very rare for criminal prosecution to put eyewitnesses on the stand. Eyewitnesses are incredibly unreliable. And I studied this in school, and it's classic where 10 people can see the same car accident. Okay? From different points of view, with different opinions, different backgrounds, different biases, different points of view. Like literally, where on the street were you when the accident hit? What were you doing when the accident hit? And the way that you very quickly interpret stuff that happens really fast, like a moment in time, a flash of 1 second. And your biases kick in because you can't process all of that. So you have very little data, but you come to conclusions very quickly. And what you find is you see what you want to see most of the time. For example, bias. And so you see, you saw your life through the lens, you saw your life experience through your own lens of biases. And anyways, it's just how humans work. And I'm okay with saying AI doesn't have a bias, unless you programmed it in, which is possible. But my bias tells me through my life experience, I don't like trading Swissy yen. That's my bias through the way I interpreted my experience of trading over the last 20 years. Well, maybe I got that because when I was trading Swissy yen in the past, I was an idiot. Maybe all the trades I've done on Swissy yen are stupid. Maybe I was a knucklehead. And then I say, oh God, this Swissy yen is terrible. And then I come up with some reason to justify it. Oh, well, they're both funding currencies. Well, that might be true. But it could be ignorant too. I'm okay with that. I would be a fool to not be open-minded to be wrong. In fact, I would rather have the AI say, hey man, you should be more open-minded. There are times when you should be trading this and you should be aware of it because like 70% of the time it works every time. And I'm like, I never trade it because I think it never works. Well, I'm actually statistically wrong. So maybe I should, wise up. No, the odds are I won't. Because I'm human. So I'm like, yeah, I see it on that. I see that Swissy yen. Not this time. And maybe not next time. And maybe not the time after or after or after. But maybe over the course of using traders.co for a year, I might capitulate and say, you know what? My version of reality is wrong. And the AI is correct. And I need to change my mediocre ways. Yeah, huh? Cool. Well, man, I got a big day today and I'm super tired already. Oh, early mornings, long nights. Oh my God. What's going on? Meeting. Trade. So I think I'll go. Remember, day traders and swing traders, we meet at 4. So I'll see you that for the week on the street. And as a reminder, at 4:30, I need to leave for a meeting with the St. Louis Fed. They're doing an overview of some of their new economic tools and models. And I have a lot of respect for the St. Louis Fed. They're like probably the best one of them out there. So anyways, I jump at a chance. I wish I had the time to go live and sit in the room with them. But that means we couldn't do our swing trading group. And so the heck with that. So I'll see you at 4 and I need to bail at 4:30. So apologize for that. All right, well, peace on earth. May the pips be with you. May your profits be above average. Please let me know sign up for the Whisper launch at traders.co. Okay, put your name on the list. Traders.co. I guess I have to put the link. http www. Traders.co. Put your name on the list, huh? And you're like, Wayne, I can't find the list. All right. Traders.co. And you see? And you're like, get an alert. Takes you to the bottom of the page. You sign up there. Or you scroll to there. Right? Put your name on the list, and then I'm going to ask you what you want me to do, what products on there you want, what assets you want, what tools you want. This is your opportunity to shape what we do. This is your opportunity to make this, specifically for you. Is there a typo? If you see a typo, let me know. Anyways, peace on earth. May the pips be with you. May your profits be above average. Have a ripper awesome day.